A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "A rich man had a steward who was reported to him for squandering his property. He summoned him and said, 'What is this I hear about you? Prepare a full account of your stewardship, because you can no longer be my steward.' The steward said to himself, 'What shall I do now that my master is taking the position of steward away from me? I am not strong enough to dig, and I am ashamed to beg. I know what I shall do, so that when I am removed from the stewardship, they may welcome me into their homes.' He called in his master's debtors one by one. To the first he said, 'How much do you owe my master?' He replied, 100 measures of olive oil.' He said to him, 'Here is your promissory note. Sit down and quickly write one for 50. Then to another the steward said, 'And you, how much do you owe?' He replied, 100 cores of wheat. The steward said to him, 'Here is your promissory note. Write one for 80. And the master commended that dishonest steward for acting prudently. For the children of this world are more prudent in dealing with their own generation than are the children of light. I tell you, make friends for yourself with dishonest wealth, so that when it fails, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. The person who is trustworthy in very small matters is also trustworthy in great ones, and the person who is dishonest in very small matters is also dishonest in great ones. If, therefore, you are not trustworthy with dishonest wealth, who will trust you with true wealth? If you are not trustworthy with what belongs to another, who will give you what is yours? No servant can serve two masters. He will either hate one and love the other, or be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon." The Gospel of the Lord. Okay, there are so many different directions you could go with this Sunday's Gospel, but I'm going to stick with one of the obvious ones. Stewardship, that word steward that shows up so many times through the start of the gospel, because the parable that our Lord uses is the one of this steward. And we hear that parable, and yet it causes us to ask, what are the things that our Lord has given us to steward? What do we aim them at? What do we use them for? And I'm actually going to challenge this week on one particular area of stewardship. Many wise people have said the most important thing that we have is our time. How do I steward my time? And I'm going to actually suggest one very specific action. I've noticed in recent weeks, especially with so much going on in current events, I find myself glued to my phone more often than I would have been typically in the past. I was even at an event with one of my boys last week with a few other kids and families, and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm just sitting here looking at my phone. How about the challenge this week be, let's focus on stewarding our time, our attention towards those around us. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my phone, and when I'm actually around the house or I'm around other people, I don't need it. I'm going to put it in my pocket when I'm around other people out and about, or at home, I'm going to leave it in the other room. I'm going to pay attention to the people around me. I'm going to focus on them. I'm going to steward my time intentionally towards others around me. So maybe a good reflection question, if it's not your phone for you, what is something that I can be intentional about setting aside, allowing me to focus a little bit more on others around me this week? How can I be a better steward of my time and attention towards others? May God bless you this week, especially as you pray and prepare for the Holy Mass this Sunday. Click on like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is there a challenge that you're going to face this coming week in your stewardship of time? And above all else, we'll see you this Sunday at the Holy Mass.